Chapter 241, The Clown on Stage. I'm listening to Argnar's report. It regards the investigation and the movements of the elves that I entrusted to him. In practice, however, my focus is on another matter. At the Human Academy, an excursion is being carried out. It might normally be called an extracurricular hunt, but from my point of view, I can only see it as an excursion with guaranteed safety. Normally, this should be a worthless event, and there wouldn't be anything for me to worry about. However, I have gathered plenty of clones at the small mountain where the extracurricular activities will take place. The reason is Natsume-kun. That guy seems to be up to something. Natsume-kun burns with a considerably strong antagonism towards Yamada-kun. It's something I know all too well from my monitoring. From my monitoring to date, I've seen that Natsume-kun has been given considerably favorable treatment due to the status and abilities he got from reincarnation, and has all the indications, right? I know that word. Indications of having become carried away, but then appears Yamada-kun. Basically, Yamada-kun is a cheat existence above Natsume-kun. He has almost equal strength to Natsume-kun, is living diligently, and on top of that, he's a kind and modest nature. In addition, he's the hero's younger brother. Since he's all that at level 1, his future is promising. Currently, they're equal, but it's obvious that sooner or later Yamada-kun will leave Natsume-kun behind. I think Natsume-kun has noticed that as well. That's why he's hostile toward Yamada-kun, going so far as to take the extreme course of trying to eliminate him. Until now, everything he needed to go his way has done so, having been able to get away with anything, and Natsume-kun's groundless prejudices have given rise to violence. There are assassins lurking in the mountain. There are not many. If I decided to get rid of them, it would be easy enough to do so. This time I prepared not just the normal monitoring clones, but also the fully battle-oriented ones. However, it would not be a good idea for me to take action. It'd be for the best if people themselves can settle the matter. If there's a problem, then it's the monster that the assassins have brought with them, I guess. I don't know how they were able to tame such a thing, but the assassins are accompanied by a single monster, an earth drake. From what I've seen, it's not risen to a full dragon, but it's close. A considerably superior earth drake. If I could appraise it, I would be able to know the details, but right now I can only roughly estimate its strength. It's likely that it's about equal to the fire drake that I once fought against in the middle layer of the Elro Great Labyrinth. Seriously, how are they able to bring it? The Earthdrake is submissively sitting in a cage. However, if it wanted to, it should be strong enough to easily destroy that cage. Some kind of special circumstances, perhaps? Well, whatever. If that Earth Dragon stands in Sensei's way, then I will show no mercy. That's all. Then, while I've been pondering, the situation has changed. Aiming right for the moment when Yamada-kun is alone, Natsume-kun comes swooping down. What? What's with that half-heartedly slappy attack? Couldn't you do something more suitable, eh? Instead, he actually declares that this is my world, all proud. Lost your head much? No, I'm not questioning it, I'm declaring it. This guy has lost his head. Originally his... Doesn't somebody crush his head when he dies in the future? Or whatever. Originally his personality was like that, but since he practically had a cheat-like birth as a prince, he's made a huge misunderstanding at the end and lost the plot. I had this feeling while monitoring him, but he's lost his head to a completely hopeless extent. On top of that, he's weak. He's singing his own praises like he's the strongest around or something, but he's nothing like that strong, you know. In that regards, the Hero-kun was stronger than when I first met him. Well, I guess if you consider his age, then maybe he's adequately strong, but he has no hope of beating our vampire girl with just that. Yamada-kun should only be level 1, but he's still able to fight pretty equally. The assassins, on the other hand, Sensei has magnificently turned the tables on them by now. Sensei's strong. Perhaps she could defeat an eel by herself. The assassins attempted to release the Earthdrake in desperation, but I stealthily prevented that. Even for Sensei, an Earthdrake would be too much of an opponent. If it comes down to it, I can simply intervene myself, but I want to limit myself to stealthily supporting her as much as possible. Sensei's magic smacks into Natsume-kun. Natsume-kun goes flying. Undaunted, he attempts to fight against Sensei, but again he's knocked to the ground with magic. Yep, kid, you ain't gonna beat Sensei. Her strength and experience are in another league. She doesn't have experience of war in the demon territory for nothing. Sensei has been up to various secret maneuvering in the demon territory. Her actions have been dodgy dealings to attempt to stop the demons from going to war. Sometimes contacting demons to persuade them to avoid war, sometimes physical sabotage, all designed to postpone the war preparation of the demons. That's all for the sake of Vampire Girl, who's on the demon side, to prevent her from being dragged into war, I'd bet. If for some reason she believes that the Vampire Girl will die if war takes place. I don't understand why, but Sensei is convinced of that. It's a mystery as to what her conviction and actions are based on, but what's important is that Sensei believes it to be true. Without that, I'm sure she wouldn't be taking such absurd actions in order to prevent war, just to save a single student. Well, she may also be thinking that her students other than the vampire girl could be involved if war occurs, though. For a sensei who has been continuously fighting from the shadows like that, there's no way she loses some child living a life of luxury. Sensei has even been trouble to me somewhat, you know? It's been hard work to keep Sensei safe. By manipulating intelligence through Argnar, slowly but surely I've been cornering her. To make sure that she almost can't take any action in the demon territory, eventually I started spreading around disinformation about unrest occurring in Yamada-kun's country to force her to focus there. And in the end, I was finally able to make her go to there. It took a long time, though it was outside my expectations that she'd come with that Po bastard. On top of that, it was outside my expectations that she'd actually make it big gathering of reincarnators at the academy, though. It was also outside my expectations that every one of those damn reincarnators would be problem children, though. It's not like that's troubling me. It's not, okay? Besides, it's time for one of those problem children to fade to black, as it were. Knowing Sensei, I doubt she'd kill him, though, but she should respond appropriately in her own way. No matter how much she dotes on her students, she shouldn't be able to tolerate the mess that Natsume-kun has made this time. Now then, what will Sensei do, I wonder? Rip off an arm or two? Huh? What the heck are you doing? Ruler authority? The cup in my hands is smashed. The contents spill all over my body, but I don't give a damn about that. Oh, we know. Yeah, cool. There's an urgent matter. I say no more than that to Argnar and teleport. I think I did well with that simple refusal. I was too flustered to begrudge more than that. This is way out of my league of clones. Without the abilities of main body, this is impossible to deal with. Thus, I arrived at the destination I teleported to, the lower slayer of the Elro Great Labyrinth, specifically to the furthest depths where the goddess is sealed away. What? What? What does she need the goddess for? Oh, shit. What? Oh, boy. I skipped the Christmas chapter because I was going to wait until Christmas. I was going to ask more about it a few days ago, but I forgot. So I just contacted one person that I know had read the story and watches the videos and asked them. I left a comment like a couple hours ago, and I put a reply. I contacted two people, and one of them responded, and one of them said, "Don't worry about it. Skip the Christmas because it's not that important to the story." So that's what I did. We'll go back to that some other time. Cool.